Hi everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of the Ungrownups video transmission. I'm your host Mark, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Walking Dead Series 3 action figures from McFarlane Toys. We have Michonne, we have Michonne's Pet 1 and 2, and Merle. Now this collection of figures is there's actually a fifth figure. It's a walking zombie. I think they call him the autopsy zombie, which is the zombie that was that Rick had to like cut the stomach open and look for what it had been eating. I don't want to go too far into it if people haven't seen that episode way back in season 2, so I don't want to spoil it. But I saw that figure and I was just like, I could pass on that. I don't need just another zombie. Who knows? I may end up getting that guy down the road, but for right now, I just wanted to pick up these four and take a closer look at them. So as you can see, we have them all set out here. Like I said, I didn't pick up the other zombie. You can see him here on the bottom, the autopsy zombie. And I'm not going to go too far into the back of these packages because they all look the same. All of them look the same. So you can see Merle down there on the bottom, Michonne, and sort of the special features where each one of the pet zombies have their arms and bottom jaw that you can reattach, which is kind of cool. The front of the package features, it's really clear to see pretty much everything in there that you're going to be getting. They actually came with bases this time, which is amazing. Thank you, McFarlane Toys, for that. And you can see a little picture of a little rendering of the figure getting down there at the bottom. So pretty cool. As you can tell, these are the slim packages because I did find these at my local GameStop. Had to go to two different ones to get them all, and so that means that we'll probably be seeing these in the larger, more horizontal packages whenever they hit local Toys R Us's. So yeah, that's about it. Let's get these guys opened up and check each one out. Okay, so here we have Michonne opened up and out of her package, and I got to tell you that just in the few minutes that I've been playing with her once I got her out of the package, this is one of the best figures McFarlane has ever made. Now, you guys know from my past reviews, I can't stand the ratchet joints that McFarlane is using on the elbows and the wrist, especially since there's far more elegant and more functional executions of joints that McFarlane could be employing. But that being said, this figure is awesome. The sculpting is top notch. The paint apps are amazing, and I got to tell you, I'm really impressed. She does have a little bit of a hard time standing up. Her shoes are pretty big, so that does help a little bit. But yeah, so as you can see, she it's 50-50. I love the detailing here on the. Sorry, I'm just skipping right ahead to some of the details, but I love the detail on her boots. You can see like right there on her pants. Sorry if this will focus. It's where her pants are unzipped on the side, and one boot is up, and the other boot is down. It's awesome detailing. So yeah, Michonne is top notch. I wanted to start with her because I knew she was going to be my favorite from this release. Now you can remove this the whole hoodie. It's just a very soft plastic. You just have to be careful removing it from around her from her braids, and then this just sort of lifts right off. Sorry, I'm just trying to do this with one hand. It's not the easiest. But yeah, that just comes right off. And we'll look at that real close. So as you can see, it's a really soft plastic. It's off of one shoulder, but it's got a very nice texture to it. It does look, adequately weathered and dirty. I like how it's folded over on one shoulder. That's pretty cool. As you can see, there is some awesome detailing on Michonne. You can see her necklace deep down in there. Unzipped jacket. The color, very nice, and you can see where her belly button is. That's awesome. The belt, look at that. That is just amazing detail in there. And up on her face, let's see if I can hold it closer to the light. Let me turn this around a little bit. You can see the detailing, the stitching and beadwork that's done on her headband. That's amazing. I don't think this color is coming across well enough that close up, but the face sculpt is spot on. to the character. Very adequate pissed off look on Michonne's face. Quite nice. This is a top figure. This could be like the standout figure. Maybe not even in just this wave, but maybe in the line entire. You know, for me, I think the coolest figure from Wave 1 was definitely Daryl, but geez, his face sculpt and body proportions and just overall sculpting was so horrible. And you guys know I had him because he's shown up in several reviews, but I saw how much he was going for on eBay, and I sold him. I actually sold my Merle Dixon figure for $170 on eBay, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's exactly what he went for. I put him up for auction, and he went for $170. So I was like, that is an ugly figure. He is my favorite character, but that's an ugly figure. If I can get $170 for him, I definitely am. So let's look at her articulation. I'm going to get this sort of, get her sword strap and samurai sword. Sorry to have to do this off camera. Get that out of her hands. And just so you can see the sword, it's kind of tight, but it does fit down in the sheath. But you can see it's kind of tight to get it in and out. So it's a tight fit, no doubt. And of course that just slings over her shoulder. But you've got, you know, head looks like it can go all the way around, up, down. You've got your standard articulation. Hands can go in and out. You get a nice range of motion. What I'm really impressed with on this figure is you do have like an ab ball joint, which looks to be right there. That's really nice. No, other than that, you don't get anything at the waist. You get the upper torso, but the upper leg is on a ball joint, which is really nice. Nice range of motion. Ratchet and swivel at the knee, and ratchet and swivel at the ankle. So some really, really nice articulation with this figure, which you'd expect because Michonne needs to be in some nice poses. And I can't wait to get her pets opened up and positioned with her. Michonne is hands down the standout figure from this line, and I ain't even opened the rest of the figures yet. Like I said, not even in this wave, but in the line entire, this is going to be a standout figure. If only we got a Merle Dixon figure that was crafted as well as Michonne. So let's get her zombie pets open, take a look at them, and see what they look like with Michonne leading them through the woods. Okay, so here we have Michonne's pet number 1, and because I'll probably never display him with the arms and the jaw in, I wanted to go ahead and show you the way he looks when he's all sort of like pieced together. You can see that this is a real metal chain that they included, which is really, really nice. And sorry, I'm just trying to get this to focus. So it is a real metal chain. So I'm glad they included that. There's no handle on the end. It's just just a standard chain. You can see the clasp where the ring goes, where it connects, but this doesn't disconnect in any way. You just pop the head off and slide this off of his neck for that to work. Also, you'll see they included a base, which is awesome, but this guy actually kind of stands up on his own pretty well, so that base will probably be used for Shane from Series 2, because that guy will not stand up no matter what you do. Here's his backpack. I don't know if you can, I'll try to make this focus so you can see. This doesn't come apart in any way. These are all, this is all one piece, and it is a semi-rigid plastic. It's pretty rigid up top. It's got a little give here on the bottom. So I'm hoping what you can do is you're able to get his shoulders underneath here, up in here, and stick his neck through, and it worked just fine. I haven't tried to put this on yet, but I'm going to here in a second. So this doesn't come apart in any way, so I'm really curious about how easily this is gonna go on. But I can't wait to try, because that's gonna look amazing. So I just wanted to show you this guy real quick. He does have some articulation, but it is really limited. I can't really help you as far as give you instructions on how to get that bottom jaw on. If you can see, I have to get him over here in a light so you can see. If you can see right there on top, there is some detail that looks like a tongue and some teeth. so you can sort of see which way is up. But that little piece is so tiny and so discolored and disfigured, it's hard to tell which way is up. You can kind of see that tongue hanging out. So I'm pretty confident that that's the correct way. But as far as like getting it in, there's no right way or wrong way. I don't think. It's pretty tough to get it in there. Quite a bit of fiddling to sort of get that thing in there and stay. So it kind of is what it is. Now, because of the way his shoulders are and there's no articulation in his shoulders, this is the only range of motion you can really get with his arms. His head is on a ball joint and it just pops right on and off, so it can go 360 degrees. You can get full range of motion out of the swivel where his arm, where it disconnects. You do have a joint at the elbow, and his wrists do rotate all the way. And this one, yeah, they don't have like an up and down joint. They just have like a, so you can put the arms completely down. Oh, he does have a joint right here at the waist, and both legs have a cut joint in them, so you can get a little range of motion. So you can sort of position him in a way to where he'll stand up pretty easily on his own. But for the most part, we're going to be displaying him without the bottom jaw and without his arms. So that's about how he's going to stomp about. So let's get his head popped off, get the backpack on, and get the chain on, and show you what it looks like when he's being led around by Michonne. Okay, here he is with his backpack on and the chain on, and I can tell you it's a pretty tight fit getting this thing on. So you do have to pop the head off, but you have to do that anyway to put the chain on. And what I found was it was easier for Pet 1 to sort of put this shoulder in, then the neck, and then get this side to come off of his right shoulder, and have the right shoulder be the last one to sort of go in. I found that to be the easiest. But it is a really tight fit. But as you can see, and he can lift his head up a little bit, man, he's got some great detailing. I didn't get too close on his face, but he has got some really nice detailing. You can see the eyes and the pupils very, very well, just like you can see on Michonne. And you'll see with Merle, he's quite detailed as well. The one thing with these figures that I would have liked with these pet figures is I would have liked some articulation in the ankle. I think that would have helped a lot with posing and standing. I think they sort of copped out by just throwing a stand in there and letting that be the reason, sort of like be the solution. But as you can see, he stands up pretty well on his own, so I doubt that I'm actually going to use this stand any when displaying them, because he stands up very well on his own. So let's get this guy out of here and take a look at pet number 2. Okay, so here we have Michonne's pet number 2, and this guy stands, you can noticeably more upright than pet number 1. He does come with the same base, same chain, comes with a slightly different backpack, which is really nice. Got some nice detail on it. We'll look at that in a second. He also comes with a rifle, and I believe this may mark the very first time in this line, in the 3 series of figures that we've gotten, where a zombie actually comes with a rifle or some sort of firearm. And this is actually really nice, because if I had one gripe about Michonne, oh, I still got some tape on there. If I had one gripe about Michonne, it's that she didn't come with like a pistol or some sort of gun. But because this guy comes with a rifle that actually fits down in his backpack, and I'll show you how that works in a second, then that kind of solves it. But he looks far more menacing than the crouched over zombie pet 1 when he has his arms on, and you'll notice that this mouth was a lot easier to get on than the pet 1, and actually actually it looks a lot better. It looks a lot more integrated into the figure. Here, let me see if I can get some more light over here. That didn't help much, but it looks a lot better integrated into the figure. Like from the side, it actually looks like it was made on, but it does detach and come right off. So same articulation. You've got ball joint head. You got a swivel here, and there goes the mouth. You can swivel right there at the cut joint, and then you've got a swivel on the wrist. at the waist, and each leg has a rotation. A little cut joint right there. So, but we all know this is not how this guy's going to be displayed. So we'll get back to him in just a second. This is like your standard pump shotgun. I don't know how well Michonne would look wielding this. I got an extra pistol around here somewhere. I think that's probably what she'll be using along with her sword. And then you've got this dual, both backpack and duffel that looks like it's being held together with a bungee. You can see the straps right there. And what does that say on the side of her? Oh, it says sheriff. I wonder if she made her way through. I wonder if she made her way through Atlanta and found Rick's old sheriff bag full of weapons. Wouldn't that be awesome? And I believe that this gun can fit down in there like that. So that's really, really cool that they've made that little slit in there, and it only seems to go in this way. It doesn't seem to, doesn't seem like it'll, I guess you could get it in that way too. So you can put it in there however you want. It just seems to slide in a lot better that way. So that's really nice. So let's get this guy, let's get his arms off and check him out as how he's going to be being led through the woods by Michonne. Okay, so everything is much easier on pet number 2. His backpack goes on easier, his jaw goes on easier, his head comes on and off a lot easier. The problem is it's almost impossible. He will not stand up on his own, just because he's kind of leaning back, as you can see in this position. He's real tall and lanky, and his back is arched backwards, and with that heavy backpack on, he just tumps right over. I'm sure you could futz with it and finally figure out a way to get him to stand up without it. But for the most part, this guy does not stand up on his own. So while everything is easier with him, definitely not standing. And just for those who want to know, you cannot mix and match the parts between Pet 1 and Pet 2. I'm sure you could swap their heads if you wanted to, because they do have different head sculpts. They look completely different. No, not all zombies look the same. But the arms will not fit because the holes are different sizes on the shoulders and the pegs are different sizes on the arms. So I tried mixing and matching and that doesn't work. So let's bring him in next to Pet 1. So here we have Pet 1, Pet 2, Thing 1, Thing 2, kind of knocking about. And let's bring in Michonne. And I don't think I'll be able to put the chains in her hands right now, but let's see. But here, let me just pause the video and do that, because that's going to look pretty cool. Ooh, it is a nice setup right there. That is exactly how this is going to go on my shelf. Well, probably along with her sword sort of like draped over her shoulder. So not complete, but man, that is pretty tough right there. These guys are just top notch. I am so happy that that I was able to track down these figures all at once and not have to wait to sort of complete this triptych here. Now, for those of you who collect the other set of McFarlane Walking Dead figures from the comics, you'll know Michonne was in Wave 1, and they're about to release the second wave of those comic series figures that is going to have both of her pets in Wave 2 of the comic series, along with the Governor and the Governor's daughter. And the Governor's daughter actually comes with a fish tank with a bunch of zombie parts, and they seem like random zombie parts, just a bunch of arms and hands and such, but those parts that the Governor's daughter comes with in the fish tank, they actually belong to the pets that you can get. So you can do the same thing with Wave 2 comic series Michonne pets, is that you'll have to buy the Governor's daughter. And I believe that wave is Governor, Governor's daughter, both zombie pets, and I believe Glenn in riot gear, I believe. So I've kind of sold off all of my comic series figures. I'm far more into the TV show than I ever was the comic. I do own all the issues of the comic up until about issue 100 or so. So I'm familiar with the comic. I loved it. It was great, but I enjoy the show much more. So I sold off my McFarlane comic series figures, and I'm only going to focus on the TV show series. So let's get these guys out of the way and take a look at Merle Dixon, the guy we all love to hate. Okay, so here we have Merle Dixon, everybody's favorite character to love to hate. You can see he comes with is this an M4? If I'm M5, I don't know. That's incorrect. Please, somebody correct me down in the comments. So you can see very, very weathered, beaten. He's got the shoulder strap, which will come in handy, considering little Merle there. And I don't know if he's ever referred to his nub hand as his stub as little Merle on the show, but I was listening to an interview one time with Michael Rooker, who plays him, and he refers to it in the interview heavily as little Merle. So I thought that was kind of funny. So he does have his pistol here, and it does fit right over here inside his holster that's on his waist. I really like how it's up on his belt. And sort of there's hair on it, and his shirt's kind of pulled out of the way for it. That's really cool. He also comes with an extra knife that you can take out and he can hold in his hand. And I thought for sure that knife went right here in this little pouch right here on his leg, but that's just like a clip pouch. It doesn't actually go in there. It actually fits right here. You can see the sheath hanging down all of his waist, and it's quite difficult to get to. You actually have to pull his shirt, which is not the loosest of material, out of the way for you to actually be able to get to. I don't even know if you can see it very well where the sheath is. So it's not the easiestly accessible. It's not easily accessible. Let's say it like that. There we go. I love the detailing on little Merle. Looks really nice. Let's see if we can get it to focus right there. The detailing is really nice. I wish it was kind of blood splattered. That'd be kind of nice. Or I wish you could actually take this knife off. It would just kind of, if it plugged in, that would be awesome. But as it is, it's already connected to it. And I don't know. I may slice that off. I may not keep. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. But some nice articulation with this guy as well, and really nice face sculpt. I think they really captured Michael Rooker. I think he looks really, really good. That head sculpt is really nice. I only wish I still had Daryl around to just play with this guy. But, people are going to ask me, why did I get rid of Daryl when he's like one of the absolute hardest figures to find, and that's why he went for so much money on eBay. But, to be honest about it, my gut feeling is that, McFarlane typically stops doing action figure lines after a couple of waves. Because I've collected McFarlane toys for long enough to know that he doesn't do waves for a really long time. If it's not sports figures or Spawn figures, he sort of trails off after a couple of series. But this line has kept going. This is Series 3. Series 4 has already been unveiled. And, there's a speculative Series 5 out there on the internet somewhere. So this wave is going to continue. And, Daryl is the single most popular character on the show next to Michonne. So, and next to Merle. So I honestly believe we're going to get another Daryl. I really believe that. I don't believe... I think that McFarlane Toys knows that first figure they put out was shit. I think they know that. And I think they're going to give us a better Daryl. So before that other Daryl came out, I wanted to make sure I got rid of mine while the price was really high, where I could take advantage of it. And he was a horrible figure. I hate to say it, but he looked terrible. You can only put him in one pose. But anyway, enough about Daryl. I can't really say enough about this guy. Merle looks great. He looks really, really good. You can see all of his standard articulation. He's got a ball joint here on the top of each hip. His feet have some articulation in them. Have a up and down joint, which is really nice. This figure just looks great. I really want to get him kitted out with this. I want to get his sort of Oh, and now his knife is stuck to my hand. Great. I want to get his knife in his sheath, and I really want to get this up in his hand. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so now we've got the rifle in Merle's hand, and I got to tell you, after trying my best to get the shirt out of the way to put the knife in the sheath, that sheath doesn't even hold the knife. It's closed. It's made closed. So what I did is I just kind of stuck it in. You can see it's not supposed to go there, but I just kind of stuck it in behind his pistol clip, or maybe that's his rifle magazine. I think it's his rifle magazine clip pouch on his thigh. So, man, he looks pretty tough there. Let's bring in the rest of our figures here from today's haul. I really like Michonne peeking out underneath that hoodie, although she'll probably go without the hood on my shelf. So let's bring all these guys in there. So like I said, I picked up each one of these. I picked up Merle at one GameStop and then had to go to a different one to pick up the rest of these figures. They were all $12.99 at GameStop, which we know that means they're probably going to be about $14 or $15.99 when they hit Toys R Us. So man, Wave 3 looks awesome, and I cannot wait for Wave 4 and beyond. I'm just going to keep collecting this line because I like it so much. And so, but yeah, that's going to about do it for us. So hopefully you like this video. If so, please give us a like, comment, or subscribe. Be sure to check out Ungrownups.com, where you can catch our podcast, which is new every 2 weeks. You need to catch it there over at iTunes. And please join in the conversation over at Ungrownups Facebook page. That's just facebook.com/Ungrownups. And that's going to do it for me in this review. So until next time, peace.